Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here, and I thought we would get in the holiday spirit of giving by me ranking all of the Sims 4 content that came out in the year of 2021, doing a summary of each of the packs or the kits or the refreshes that we got during the year, and giving my personal opinion on what I personally think you should be asking for to get the most out of your Sims 4 game, what you're probably going to enjoy as a player, and kind of just giving a little summary for each of them. I'm fairly sure The Sims 4 now doesn't do any physical releases, so fingers crossed you should still be able to ask for these packs and hopefully receive a little code in return. This year we received one stuff pack, one game pack, and one expansion pack. I'm fairly sure it was the slowest year for big pack content that we've ever had in The Sims 4. Starting off at the very bottom, for me personally, this place, 13th place of 2021, goes to the Throwback Fit Kit. This was the very first kit that we kind of received. We got 3 in one go back in March of 2021. And this was definitely my least favorite even at the time. I didn't really understand why they had chosen more kind of athleisure, athletic wear when we already had a bunch of it in the game. And I do feel like the 90s was such a cool era and we could have got so many cool items. I will hold my hands up and say I've probably used some of the assets way more than I thought I would. But for a pretty hefty, like £5 or 5 USD, and then maybe even more expensive in your regional countries money, I just don't think Throwback Fit Kit is worth it. And of course, its sister, Bust the Dust, is also joining the Throwback Fit Kit at number 12 of the list. This was very broken when it was released. It's the only gameplay kit that we've received, which isn't looking great for gameplay kits, I've got to be honest. It wasn't a strong start whatsoever. Your Dust Bunnies brought back some ridiculous items, so you could make a lot of money from it if you wanted to. Things got so dusty so fast, and to be completely honest, I've pretty much had this turned off since I received the kit, just because it's not interesting gameplay to me. I think it literally is gonna build up dust in your collection. At least it has for me personally. Coming in at number 11, we have the most recent release for The Sims 4, and it is the modern menswear kit. Whilst I love the idea behind this, and I love the fashion designer and their idea of what fashion can be, and breaking fashion boundaries when it comes to gender stereotypes, I just don't think it translated well into The Sims 4. It's definitely that high fashion that I think a lot of players won't really put on their Sims. I would have loved it if we could have had some more like everyday wear in this kit. I love the idea of it. I love that men are finally getting the attention. However, I do believe, as you all know, that men should get the same equal treatment in The Sims for masculine tag stuff as the feminine tag stuff. Coming in at number 10, we have the last original kit that released back in March of 2021, which is the Country Kitchen Kit. If you've been watching my channel all year, you might actually be surprised by this placing, because Country Kitchen Kit is actually one of my favorite kits that we have seen this year. However, it didn't have that many items in it, and I know that's probably because it was a kitchen set and they have to make every single individual like cupboard and cabinet as a different asset. So I fully understand that. Looking back at Cool Kitchen Stuff, which is my least favorite stuff pack for The Sims 4 ever, it still didn't even have as many items as that stuff pack did in its build and buy mode section. So one, I don't think it's worth the £5 price point, but then again, I don't think kits are worth that in general. And what made this place a little bit lower is the fact that we got cottage living a few months down the line, and whilst I love having more kitchens, and I personally probably would still pick up country kitchen, if you are looking at getting cottage living, I will say that there are slight similarities, especially the color palette of these kitchens, so you might not want to spend your money on Country Kitchen if you are planning to get cottage living, or that could work the other way, and if cottage living doesn't interest you at all as a pack, maybe pick up Country Kitchen kit if you just want the kitchen. Number 9 is another build kit, and this one goes to the Courtyard Oasis kit. I'm putting this one quite low because I do think it resembles a lot of what came with City Living. However, I do think it is absolutely stunning. I absolutely love the build mode stuff that came with this one. I think the sofa is absolutely gorgeous. I think the tiles are absolutely gorgeous. I have actually lent on this like a fair bit whilst I've been decorating my Sims homes. However, I don't build homes that have like courtyards that much, and whilst I don't think you have to only use these in courtyards, obviously, I just don't think it fits in with like a lot of the homes that I build. Oof, all the kits are right down here. So number 8 is the fashion street kit. Whilst I absolutely love the assets, and I think the assets are done brilliantly in these most recent fashion kits, it is coming in at number 8, which is actually one of the stronger kits. Obviously, we have that cultural representation. It was based upon Mumbai fashion, and I absolutely love that. However, I will say its sister kit, which was Inshin Arrivals, is personally getting more use in my game, but I think that's because of the color palette. I do think if you love the city living sort of fashion, I think the fashion street kit could fit in really well with your game, and if you use that sort of fashion an awful lot, this is probably going to be worth it for you. In number 7, we have one of my personal favorites. It might not be everyone's favorite though, which is kind of why it's floating in the middle of this list, and it is the Blooming Rooms kit. This was basically the plant pack. This is for all you fellow plant sexuals. If you are a proud plant parent and you use plants an awful lot in your builds or your homes, anything like that, you're probably gonna enjoy this little kit. I will say it is just plants though, basically. So if you don't have any interest in having more plants in your game, if you already feel as if the rest of the packs do enough work to provide you enough plants, you're probably not gonna want to put this one on your list. Coming in pretty much halfway through the list at a number 6, we have another build kit, which is the Industrial Loft kit. I will say this probably wasn't my favorite when I initially checked it out. However, I do think it fits in well with the game. There is a dark side to that because you might think like, oh, this is kind of just representative of sort of the industrial stuff that we have in base game, but it doesn't like fully match the stuff that we have in base game. I've actually been able to like mix and match this quite well, and I have done like a fair few builds that have really just been base game and also the Industrial Loft kit. I think it's one of the stronger kits that we've had this year. I think it is very usable, especially if you play in like the city or with Get Together quite a lot and you live in like those factory like renovated settings and you like industrial. I mean, it's in the name. And the highest placing kit, we of course have Inshin Arrivals. Like I said in my video back when I covered Inshin Arrivals and the fashion street kit, I thought I was going to use fashion street kit more because it felt a little bit different in my game. I've been doing a ton of townie makeovers and I've definitely used Inshin Arrivals the most out of any of the kits that we've received this year. I will say it is a creator sim kit, so if you're not really that fussed about fashion and you don't really care like how your sims look, probably isn't gonna be the kit for you. It's also very neutral, which again could go either way. If you're a more colorful person, you're probably not going to enjoy it as much as the fashion street kit, whereas if you like a more muted color palette, it's got a lot of neutrals, a lot of blacks, a lot of grays, and a lot of whites, and then these really earthy tones. If that is your thing, if you like sad beige clothes for sad beige sims, then this is the perfect kit for you. Oh man, I've literally just encouraged you all to enjoy Christmas in a sad beige way. I hope your holidays aren't sad and beige. So all the kits have been covered, and yes, they were all on like the lowest placement on this list, and that's just because I think the bigger packs are worth your money more than personally I think kits are worth. I think kits are great for those of you who play on console, who can't download custom content, and who do want those extra bits. And I think it's nice that you can pick a mix with kits. If something's not jumping out to you, then it's probably not worth it for you. And I do think that's a strength of kits. I think they're so small, obviously, that you really can be like, ooh, am I gonna get the most use out of this one? And you can be picky about them. At number 4, we have the one game pack that we received this year. And you might be wondering, why is it in 4th place? Didn't we only get 3 packs this year that weren't kits? Yes, but we also got the Spa Day refresh. Whoop whoop. Sorry, I get excited about the refresh. I absolutely love it. So I put Dream Home Decorator at number 4. I think the build and buy mode of this pack is really nice. Obviously, we got the new sort of modular furniture, and I have used the modular sofas and the modular cupboards, like wardrobe sections, an awful lot. Do I think this game pack is specifically worth it just for buy mode? I'm not too sure. You might think that it is. Create a Sim also was pretty good. I'm just not a massive fan of the gameplay. I have had issues personally with Dream Home Decorator. With some of the careers, I just haven't been able to do some stuff. Like if they ask for like a full renovation, sometimes it won't let me actually renovate and I just have to decorate. I've also gone to renovations where it's just not allowed me to build whatsoever. And to me, I've said this about Dream Home Decorator, it does feel like a repackaged, repurposed build mode. We already had build mode in the game, obviously, since base game. And whilst it's like a fun career and you like get to know your clients, it just doesn't feel all that different to me. And for a game pack price, it doesn't feel groundbreaking to me personally. It might be fully up your alley. You might be thinking, no, I absolutely love the idea of Dream Home Decorator, but I want you to get your money's worth. Number 3 is a bit weird because it is the Spa Day refresh. Obviously, if you already owned Spa Day before the year of 2021, you already have it and you got the update for free when it came out in September. If you don't own it, I actually am a Spa Day apologist. I know it's not everyone's favorite game pack, but I actually use Spa Day an awful lot. I use the Creator Sim an awful lot for my workout gear, which not everyone will, so I'm not gonna like big up Creator Sim because it's definitely not the best. And also build and buy mode also isn't great. Obviously it's good if you want to make spas and you want to have spas in your game, then it's probably worth it for you. But outside of like a spa or a gym setting, you don't really get that much use out of it. However, I do turn almost every gym in my game into a spa as well, so that definitely brings in those elements a lot more than I ever thought it would. I just use the gameplay an awful lot. And I think the addition of having your nails being able to be done and also being able to teach classes has really made me go back to Spa Day. I have a lot of Sims who are into their well-being and their mental state, and I just really like this game pack. I always have, I probably always will. Coming in strong at number 2, we have my golden child of The Sims 4, Paranormal stuff. I will say I wasn't anticipating to use the paranormal stuff gameplay all that often, and I will say it came out the very beginning of this year in January. I haven't used it all that much. However, I do love the spooky side of The Sims. I think it has a really nice like comedic quality to it. I think it's a little bit silly, which I do feel like The Sims 4 is missing. I love being able to create a haunted house and then have my Sims go over and stay in it. I think that's like a really nice addition that people probably wouldn't use to think Paranormal Stuff 4. I love the medium skill as well. Yes, it is only a level 5 skill. The career I haven't used all that much, so I definitely wouldn't pick up Paranormal Stuff solely based on the career because I don't think you're going to get that much use out of it. But this pack is also brought up by the fact that I absolutely adore Creator Sim and I adore build and buy mode. I think this pack was a really strong stuff pack, and if you're a supernatural player, I think you will really, really like it. I don't like how haunted houses are kind of their own category. I kind of wish that you could have like a haunted bar or a haunted library. I think anything should be able to be haunted in the game. I think that feels a little bit weird. If I could change anything about this stuff pack, it would be that. And finally, the winner, the number one spot in my pick of packs for 2021 is, of course, Cottage Living. There was absolutely no doubt that that wasn't going to be number one. It's the biggest pack that we've received all year. It's the only expansion pack that we've had, and I think it's just a really great pack, either by itself or also tied in to other packs. I personally really like it because I'm a family game player. I love having families and watching them grow up, and having kids like help out on the farm and being able to cross stitch and do all of those things that other Sims can do really feels nice. I love Henford on Bagley as a world. I love the Creator Sim. I love build and buy mode. I was about to say there wasn't anything I would change about those two things in Cottage Living. I definitely would have given more fashion to masculine frame Sims, but when is that not feedback that I give in The Sims 4? Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, 2022. Come on, come through. I also personally love the element of being able to start with nothing and building up your farm, seeing it grow. I love finally having farm animals in the game. The fairs aren't the most exciting thing ever, and I personally would have loved a slightly bigger world. I just think it could do with like a few more community lots. I will also say there is a glitch with Cottage Living right now, which is kind of bloating save files. So if you are playing in Henford on Bagley, it will create a bunch of Sims, and it's definitely creating some lag in my game. So absolutely keep that in mind. If you are thinking of putting Cottage Living on your list this year, it does just seem to be in that one specific save file for me. If you have had issues with that, absolutely leave them down below. I would love to hear about it. However, I do think you're gonna get the gameplay out of this expansion pack. It's not the most expansive, I don't think. It's not my very favorite expansion pack for The Sims 4, but I do, however, absolutely think it is the strongest pack that we received in the year of 2021. Let me know, what are you planning to put on your list? If you have any questions about any of the packs that came out this year or any of the kits, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I will try and get back to as many of you as possible before the holiday season is over. Thank you all so much for tuning in though. Let me know, what was your ranking of all the content that we got this year? I know it's not been everyone's most favorite year. I have to say, I think the year that we got like Realm of Magic, Discover University, that was like my most exciting year for The Sims 4. However, keep in mind we are in a pandemic, and that definitely has had an effect on gaming in general over the last 2 years. I appreciate you all so much. I hope you have a very happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you if you celebrate. I hope you receive everything that you could have wanted this year. I hope you have an amazing time celebrating. I love you all. Stay safe, and I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye now.